what it was. Y'all know who it is. And if not, you can call me Rodrigo, the superintendent. And y'all tuned in with priceless knowledge of self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight, man. And as you can see, we ain't gonna be doing no smoking on the job today. Nah, this about business, man. This right here, this is for the bosses. That's because this right here, this a little something about those people that have the sun in the 10th house of their natal chart. Yeah. And see, before I actually go there, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about the sun. I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then after that, I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of what the 10th house of the astrological chart is actually all about. And then after that, we're going to bring it to a climax, which fortunately for you, that's what I do best. So without wasting any more time, let's get it cracking. So the sun, this is the planet of self. It rules the 5th house of the zodiac chart as well as the sign of Leo. And for me, when it comes to the sun, as it puts forth light, it also brings forth life. And, that's because in astrology, the sun represents our self, our personality, our ego, our spirit, and what it takes to make each one of us individually unique. Okay? It's our identity, and it really speaks to our creative ability and the power that we possess to meet the challenges of everyday life. Our natural father, any male children that we might have, and, any major male influences in our life could all be represented by the sun. The sun's energy is forceful and people's core being is here. And, it's through its will that we learn to manifest ourselves in this physical realm. The sun is majestic. It rules royalty. Hell, it even exudes it. Best believe. And it's also known to rule our health and our well-being. But I really think it's more about our vitality. The sun represents our vitality. And, it is about our strength, though, because it's the sun that brings strength to all the other planets in our chart. Okay. And it represents a big part of the big three that consists, I put up 2 fingers, but the big 3 that represents the sun, the moon, and the rising, y'all. Okay. And that makes up a big part of our personality, man. And the sun, the sun spends about a month in each sign. Okay. And when we're talking about the house placement of the sun, this has a psychological, a physical, and an emotional significance. Okay. So it's definitely worth paying attention to. Now, when we talk about the 10th house, hey, this is ruled by Saturn and Capricorn. And, this is one of the angular houses of the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, and the 10th. And, this one right here, it represents social status. And that's because it's the highest and most visible point in the astrological chart. And, it's about our career, any social grouping, our energy in society as a whole. And with the 10th, think status and, the authority that it conveys. And consequently, the role that we take on in our community. And, it kind of speaks to, any promotions we may receive, any fame we may acquire, and the type of businesses that we might partake in. Okay. This is not your job, which is the 6th house. This is your career. This is what everybody sees you as. This is your public image. This is how you come across to the world. Okay. Hey, man, the 6th, man, that's your job. That's how you pay your bills. This right here, this is achievements. This right here, this is respect, man. The 10th house focuses on how we see ourselves and how the community perceives us. We really focus on manifesting ourselves here in this house, man. And, hey, man, that means vocation is going to be important. But like I said, it's career, man. Professional goals, ambitions, motivation, they're all going to come into play right here. You got to understand this daddy energy, man. The 10th house is about ego gratification. The question that we should all, ask ourselves is how do we manage the gifts that we've been given in this life and the status that comes along with it? That's what happens in the 10th, man. And with the 10th, remember that not all of us are meant for success on the grand scale, and not all of us even want it like that. Okay. And also success means different things to different people. So that's always something that has to be taken into consideration when you're making an assessment of anything. Okay. And, the 10th can also speak of the government, our bosses, our employers, anybody that has authority over us. Okay. And also the people that we have authority over. Okay. It comes with our authority. So it's all about that right there. So when we put the sun in the 10th house, like I said a second ago, man, I'm going to tell you straight up that no matter what sign that this is in, hey, this is boss energy. This is boss energy. This is somebody with their feet firmly planted up in that cardinal earth. Cause, as I was kind of saying a second ago, the 10th is always going to be related to Capricorn. That's just what it is, man. And anybody that knows any little bit about astrology knows that the Seago is as hardworking, as ambitious, as persistent and reserved as it gets. And likewise, all these traits, they're going to also be a part of these people right here, man. It's going to be a part of their makeup, man. And, this is a placement where these folks' professional life and their achievements take precedence. And chances are, man, hey, they ain't going to be sitting in the background at all, man. That's not them. And if they are, they're not going to be there for long, because the 10th house sun, man, this right here is a big indicator of somebody who lives in the public eye. Yeah, that's what I see. Or at least to a certain extent, because, I don't want it to get misconstrued by anybody, because no, this placement ain't going to make everybody world famous. Nah, it ain't going to do that. But in the very least, it could make them, leaders within their own little circles, or, even if it ain't that, whether they be world famous, whether they be local jokers, whether they be CEOs of companies, presidents of countries, mayors of little small towns, gang leaders, or the don of the motherfucking clique. These are people who are about they shit. And that's why they in the positions that they in, man. These are the type of folks that try to keep shit strictly business for the most part. And with Saturn's influence in the mix, it's going to add a little certain air of coldness around them, no matter how outgoing and friendly their sun sign may be, man. Cause, these folks right here, they didn't come to make friends. No, that's not what they came to do. They came to run shit and leave a lasting legacy. That's what they came to do. And they don't expect it to be easy or fun. No, they don't expect that, man. Cause, these are the motherfuckers that know more than anybody else that, success comes with a price. Success comes with a rice. Success comes with a price. And these folks right here, man, they're willing to play it, man. And they're willing to work as hard as they gotta work and go as far as they gotta go and employ as much patience as they gotta employ to get where they're trying to go. And nothing's gonna stop them. They're going to get there, man. They feel like it takes time and experience to, to truly earn any position or to truly excel at anything, man. So they're definitely the type that values hard work over shortcuts. That's something to remember. And nah, that's the thing right here, man. These right here are masterminds that, they love nothing more than seeing a good plan to come together. Oh, no. That's what they love the most. These are what some would call, overachievers. Yeah. These are those overachievers in the world, man. And, these are the type of people whose identity is deeply ingrained and tied to their achievements. Okay. They want to see themselves accomplish something. So they put a lot of energy into their image in their professional life. And, there's nothing wrong with that. Not at all, man. This one right here, this is ambition personified. Yeah. And for them, man, being average, it just ain't gonna cut it. It just ain't gonna cut it, man. They want to be the authority. So, they set the standard by their behavior, by how they conduct themselves. So everybody will see, this is how you get it done. They want people to know they are somebody that can get it done, man. Okay. Hey, man, they're going to go to great heights, man, on their own merits too. They on their way to the top. And, once they get there, everybody better recognize. Everybody better recognize, man. But I can also say that, hey, if this is afflicted, if this 10th house sun is afflicted or for receiving a lot of harsh aspects, man, these folks right here, they can be too status oriented, which there's always can be too much of a good thing. That's another thing right here. Cause when you're too status oriented to the point where, you're just always, looking down on people or judging people based on their job or where they're at in society or how much money they got or how they living, man. That ain't it right here, man. Cause I'm gonna be straight up right here. The sun in the 10th, it can make a motherfucker real arrogant. It really can, man. Which sometimes, that's actually counterproductive for them trying to accomplish whatever it is they're trying to accomplish. Cause then nobody will want to work with them and nobody want to see them get to the top. Then people want to see you get taken down instead of help build you up. Even if you're just trying to use everybody as a stepping stone. Yeah, man. So, I'm telling you now, man, if you got this right here, man, you need to learn to chill a little bit on the overbearingness. And I also know that these are the type of people, they expect a lot out of the people that they're involved with in their life. Okay. Because they have high standards that they themselves are going to make sure they stay to. Okay. They're going to be able to adhere to the standards that they set, but they're also going to be holding extremely high standards for the people they're involved with. They want to see the best out of you. And a lot of times that's not going to be by being your best buddy. No, they might press some buttons, man. These are people that, hey, man, if you can't hang, you falling off, but they not fitting to. They not fitting to. And on another note, the 10th house right here, man, it also represents, the most dominant parent in the household, man, or the dad, but it could be the dad or the mom, because in my chart, my 10th is actually more my mom. And my 4th house is more my dad. And so that makes more sense, but it's not like that for everybody. Some people, their 10th is going to be their dad, or the 10th is the only parent they got. And the other one is non-existent because that's what it's showing there. Okay. But, with the 10th, man, this one is going to differ, but this one is going to differ depending on which astrologer you ask. Okay. And that's just kind of is, because most would say that it is the father. Okay. But like I said, this is the mother, but that doesn't matter. Either way it goes with the sun here, this would either say that, they might have had a Leo sun parent, you know what I'm saying? Or, that or a moon or rising too. It could be either one. They could have a lot of Leo energy or, maybe they just brought a lot of dramatic energy into the mix. You know what I'm saying? Maybe their parent was, a boss like this and they brought her authority into the mix. It could mean a lot of things, man. Okay. It could mean that this parent has helped them get a lot of legs up in life, that this relationship with this parent, whoever it is, this 10th house is representing, is a beneficial one, that it is a beautiful relationship. And together y'all are able to build something. It could mean that y'all even go to business together. It can mean a lot of things with this. Okay. But it just shows right here, usually a positive relationship with Sun in the 10th house, or at least they had a very positive influence on the structure of your life. Okay. And lastly, don't forget that the 10th is the house of authority. So, besides just your parents and superiors, which both can be represented by this, man, this could also represent the government. But either way, if you're dealing with authority, this right here shows that your relationships with them actually could be a great help to you if you have this placement. It could help you a lot, especially when it comes to your career. Okay. But, this also says that these people right here aren't the type that takes orders so well. Nah, cause there's always been this little rebellious streak in them. I noticed that wants to set the rules instead of following them. That's something that's always been there, man. That when you're a boss, that's what the whole motivation is, man. I don't want to take orders from nobody. So I'm going to do what the fuck I got to do to get to a position where I'm calling the shots. And that has a lot to do with this right here, man. Okay, man. And all I have to say with that is patience, grasshopper. Patience, grasshopper. Your time is coming. Your time is coming, man. And when it comes, boy, you don't lose position. You don't give up position. And also pay attention to the sign on the midheaven with this one, and its ruling planet. And, any other planetary placements that might be right here in the 10th, because they are right here, will help indicate what directions you might need to take in career. And, it might also indicate what other things are reflecting the status you got going on. But hey, even if it don't play out like that, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean by that is we all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. So, hey, that's some priceless knowledge in itself. This been some priceless knowledge of self. If y'all fool with me on any level, hey, y'all need to be hitting the like button right now. If you didn't hit the dislike button, you need to be hitting the like button. Y'all need to be commenting on the video, man. I need more interaction, man. I'm not feeling the love, and I work extremely hard, man. This shit is not easy for me to do all the time. I work hard, man. Show me the same amount of love. Y'all shoot some donations to the motherfucking channel. Y'all do something, man. Show me some love, because I'm not feeling it right now. I hear people say, oh, don't quit. You going. But words is words, man. Show me some more interaction. All right, man. Y'all keep it true. If anybody's interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below, or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Y'all keep it true till next time, because that's all I know how to do.